Previously on Tenantcraft, I built my starter base and we defended against some raids, but my armour took a lot of damage in the process. But first we had a town centre to build in time for the election that is going to be held on the same day as the general election in the UK. We started by terraforming an island. Could you take a moment to go over your policies if you were voted as Prime Minister?
Probably a little bit of tax so we can like pay people to build stuff, and yeah, if people do like crimes, put them in a jail, and build a jail and a vault.
Ooh, terrible policies.
Luke, would you like to take a moment to go over the policies if you were voted in as Prime Minister?
Alright, I have some policies. I would like to introduce a standardized pricing system. So all new stores that have been created, they will have to, well, new stores, they're perfectly okay. We want small businesses, we want our community to flourish economically. But in order to have
approximately 10 hours later.
We don't want a lecture, we wanted an overview.
Yeah, sure. So, if CVAG
just a brief overview of your policies.
No, I'm just gonna die.
So there'll be a lot more kind of community-based projects and things. We'll also be supporting kind of shops opening, like we're encouraging people to start up their own shops and everything to create a better sense of community.
My second policy is public farms. So all farms that have been made, or automated farms, they will be for public use unless a specific application has been filled out for.
10 years later.
First question. What are your views on taxation? Who would like to take this question first?
I will. I volunteer.
Okay.
So, I believe that in order to foster a good community, we do not need taxes. There you go. Thank you.
Okay.
Next.
Do either of you have a response to that?
Yep. I will agree. I'll say that I'm not going to introduce mandatory things because I feel like that locks a lot of people out. People who aren't able to play on the server as much, who might not have enough like diamonds or whatever standardized currency we agree on. It might lock them out of the server. They won't be able to play because they feel like they can't play because they don't have the choice to play enough to be able to pay it. So, but you can do like optional donations, I think, under CVAG. So because I think it's quite harsh to have mandatory, like you need to pay this much, because that makes it not fair on everyone.
Okay. I am gonna do taxes. It's not gonna be like super harsh taxes or anything. It's gonna be like fairly small taxes. Also, it'll somewhat depend upon how long people have been on the server. If they've only been on for like a day or two, they're not gonna have. It's not gonna be like.
How would you plan to implement these taxes?
How would I plan to implement?
Would they be based on income? Based on
income.
Land?
Based on income and your current wealth and income.
So would it be along the lines of every however many diamonds you earn, you must pay this much?
Yeah, exactly. So then we'd have some payment. Because what do you say?
What sort of rate? Like how many?
It wouldn't be like anything huge. Like every like 20 or 25 diamonds, one would be in the tax or something like that.
How do you plan to enforce this? Okay.
And what would these taxes go towards?
Tax would go towards well stuff like building like big communities like this, because right now it's just community events. We could actually like pay us to like they get like little rates and little extra things like reasons to do it. Stuff like building like the town hall. This is part constructed. We could pay people to finish stuff like this off. Buildings around the server, loads of things like that, and just helping out all around.
Okay. Second question. What are your views on immigration? Who would like to take this question first?
I don't see where this is applicable to a Minecraft server.
Yeah, neither do I.
Asterisk would like to take this question
I have very
first.
strong opinions about
Oh,
immigration,
Luke's.
okay?
Okay, this is going one way or another.
Okay.
Let's see.
So, I believe that it is very important as a community for there to be lots of migration between places. I think it should be a very open server where we are a very tight-knit community, and so we are free and everybody is okay.
2,000 years later.
Okay, and what about when it comes to villager and pillager immigration?
Well, I believe that villages are very important and they offer very good supplies which can be used to help build up the server, and I think that there should be free use of villagers. However, pillagers are nasty little buggers who are terrorists and they do not deserve a place in our community. Thank you. Next question.
So, are you saying that pillagers don't deserve rights, Luke?
Yes.
I fully agree with him on this one.
Any other responses?
Villagers only need some rights. They don't need.
Asterisk, what do you have to say on this?
Agreed.
I
agree with
believe
you.
I believe that villages are also essential to our community. So I feel like as part of a community building project, we could build under Seabag. We could build a big village to keep them safe from pillagers, but also to promote the wealth of villagers as well as the other players on the server.
Okay. Do you think villagers deserve rights, Asterisk?
Villagers, yes.
What about you, Luke and Dan?
Nope.
Some rights.
Depends what they are. Depends what
Yeah,
rights you're
depends what
talking
the rights
about.
are. Being exploited for their goods, perfectly okay. Do not mind that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
being
I
treated
second that.
unfairly
Like,
and
wait, you can't second that. You've already
You
said.
said
You've already
they deserve
Well,
rights.
but I
Why?
think because it's promoting their business. You're buying into their business.
exploiting
you-
their business. I'm pretty sure you're going back on your words. Is this the person you want to be mayor of our town?
Yeah,
Somebody
that's
who
what I'm
goes
saying.
back on
She's
their
just
word.
Sorry.
She's just
Okay, so
This is this
I'm really
election
sure
is
about
Prime
this
Minister.
decorum on this
Order.
stage.
Oh, Prime Minister.
Since we
Personally,
started.
I thought it was
personally,
mayor.
I don't think there's been much time thought into these policies if they're already going back on them during when they're meant to be
No,
telling
because
us.
there's a difference between because
Next,
Did he get me?
what are your plans for the town centre and the finishing the construction of the town hall?
I think I've
Who would
already
like to
made
take
mine
this
clear.
first?
I think I've already made mine clear. I'm just going to use like money I get from taxes to pay people and give them an incentive to try and make something
Taxes
awesome
are
at
bad.
this place.
Sorry.
Taxes are good actually.
Okay. Luke, what are your plans for the town centre and the rest of the town hall?
As I have previously stated, I believe being a good community is one of the most important things for this server in order to keep the engagement. And so I believe that everybody at least once a month should come to the town centre and help either on a project, build a new shop, or just help out within the town. And I think that if, as a community, like I said earlier, as like at least once a month we came together to do a project, I think that this town could thrive. It would be a very nice place, and the overall theme I think would really suit us is a more traditional wooden style build where everything is more like traditional. Because what are the traditional old people like? They like being a community, and that's what we need to bring.
How are you going to fund that?
Donations. People will volunteer their time. Yes, Asterisk, you can ask me a question.
so if you're picking the theme, does that mean that people don't get a choice over what they're building? You have to build it in the theme that you tell them to build. It?
Dictatorship.
No, of course not. People can build whatever they like, but I mean the more important town buildings like the town hall, like a courtroom if we need, then those will be in the more specific theme of the overall town.
Okay, an asterisk. What will you do with the town centre and town hall?
So my biggest thing would be to get everybody to build a part of it, so that you can look at the town hall and you can see Like, oh, this bit was built by Daniel. This bit was built by Begat. This bit was built by Asterisk. Like all the different people on the server. Oh, that was very threatening. So all the different people, you can see how we all kind of come together.
Next question. If you're just minding your own business on the server and you see a warden roaming around, what do you do?
First question why there is a warden there. Who has released this warden upon us? Because wardens do not just roam around the server. This has been a deliberate ploy in order to take down or cause disruption within our community. So first, I would gather the best players around in order to take down the warden, and then I would launch a full investigation to find out who has released the warden to try and cause this disruption.
Wait, someone released a warden on the server?
Not yet.
Where?
No, this is
There's a
hypothetical.
It's a hypothetical question.
Oh,
Guys,
okay.
is this who
Sorry.
wants to be the Prime Minister? Somebody who
I
can
thought you were saying as a wonder. I was like,
fiction
where is
with
it?
reality.
I'll go kill it.
Is this somebody you want as your Prime Minister? He doesn't even know between a hypothetical and real.
Okay. Asterisk, what would you do?
So wardens are incredibly powerful creatures, as we all know. I would also gather people. I would ensure that everyone had adequate equipment to take on the warden, and make sure everyone was stocked up with healing supplies and everything. And then take it on as a group, because you're more likely to survive that way. And then I would also investigate into who sent it.
Okay, next question. For a moment we're gonna put political policies aside. Why do you as a person want to be the Prime Minister of this server? Who wants to take this question first?
I will if you don't mind.
Okay.
So, I think it would be nice to kind of encourage, because I feel like with building servers and things like this, it's good to encourage a kind of sense of community. It would be nice to be able to get people together and encourage people to take part a lot more. Because, I don't know for anyone else, but for me, like, this game especially is all about playing it with other people, and playing it with friends, and having a nice time with your friends as well. And it would be nice to be able to kind of make events and things for you to be able to have fun with other people, and meet up with your friends and everything.
Similarly, I also want to try and help set up like events for people to do stuff.
Alright, well, I would like to be the Prime Minister because
1 million zillion jillion dillion cotillion times later.
If you were voted in as the Prime Minister, what would the very first thing you do be? Who would like to take this question first?
I'll take it if you don't mind.
Okay.
I'd probably build. In season 2, we had a mini games district. I thought that was really fun. The first thing that I would do is probably to get everyone together to build a mini games district.
I would personally, once I'm elected as Prime Minister, personally like to invite you to be the Secretary of the Treasury for the server, in charge of all monetary ongoings that go on, to ensure that there is a stable economy where everyone feels safe and secure, as well as donations made to the community.
I'm sorry, could I just bring up a slight point there? So you've just said that you'd appoint him to be in charge of the economy, and you previously said that you disagreed with his views on taxes.
Yeah. Wait, where's this economy? What money am I holding if you're not taxing anything?
You're not holding any money, but like I said previously, one of my policies, in order to create a safe and secure monetary world, whatever, and create a stable economy, everyone will have to apply, well not apply, but negotiate with the Secretary of Treasury in order to make sure that their shops have fair prices and that the whole economy as a whole is stable and secure and nobody goes bankrupt or is struggling to make their own builds or to help with the community builds as well.
Okay, can we return to the question please? So Dan, what would the first thing you'd do as Prime Minister be?
Open Prime Minister, well, there's a few things I'm working on. I'm going to be trying to work on getting the next like community event to go up and running. Another thing, which I'm probably going to try and do, is get some sort of like vault up and running to hold the taxes so that we can't have anyone stealing.
Luke, what would the first thing you do as Prime Minister be?
I would establish a national bank, similar to what Wallen was saying. I think what a great idea to be would be to have a bank where, yes, you'd get interest, you can take out loans, and all of that would be centralized in this whole storage area, which would be heavily protected.
That's just the end of the questions from me. We will now go to the public. Does anyone have any questions, either for all of the candidates or for a specific candidate?
Will other candidates be able to run for Prime Minister after, like, for the next election? If, like, are you going to do that?
So, from what I'm hearing,
If there's
is,
another one, yeah.
Would
is the
there be
question,
another
would you
election?
allow another
Would there be another
election?
Yeah.
For Seabag, absolutely yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Luke?
Yes,
Luke?
there would. Other elections, perfectly okay.
I'm going to bring another question off of that question. What would have to happen for another election to take place if you were voted in?
There was more than 50% of the players voted for an election, then there'll be a new one.
49% of the server would have to vote.
Yeah.
But I mean, for Seabag personally, for there to be another election, if there was some kind of like, again, it would be the same. It would be the same as Walnut, like 50% to call another election.
How likely do you see that being that you would have to call a second election?
To be honest, fairly unlikely. I don't think people are going to want to call another election, because I'm not going to be unreasonable with people. If someone does something bad, that they'll get punished. But other than that, there shouldn't. I don't think there'll be any reason for an election. But if they want one, they want one.
Pretty much the same. I can't see it being very likely.
Well, as I currently see it, I do not seem like the most popular candidate. However, I believe I have very strong policies. However, as it currently stands, I'm not the most popular candidate, and so I would be completely understanding if people wanted to do another election if they were not happy with my policies. If they were not happy with my policies, I would be completely open to a new election. In fact, I would probably go against myself. I would take myself out of the running. But I do believe that my policies are very important to try and make sure everybody feels as if they are a part of the server.
And to finish off the episode, I made a new set of gear.